the whole community gets behind it. They've got it going on down there. They've built from the ground up a really successful program, and to their credit,
it's a machine.
It is a
machine, and they know if you're going to play football, you start early. This is what you do. This is how you go about it. This is that's. And it's great that they do it. Coach Ballard's done a great job with the program. Not to change the subject, but again, of course, they're having a senior night here. Sarah Arnold, do want to highlight her, though. She plays in the band. Last year, she was one of the top tennis players in the state of Virginia. She fell. They lost in the state championship game in doubles. She just qualified for the VHSL State Championship Tournament that will be held in Springfield, Virginia on Monday and Tuesday. Great golfer and a probably even better person. Sarah will be going on to the next level to play golf. She's got several choices, but again,
we had her on a couple weeks ago.
And we did have her on, so again, she's a tremendous young lady, and wish the best for her and as well as everybody else with the band. So
we just got another score in. Tennessee High just now scored and taken a 7-0 lead over Cherokee, and that's really all I have for East Tennessee.
Okay. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about Southwest Virginia. And I know everybody is on the edge of their seats. They're waiting to hear what happened this day in sports throughout history. So again, we'll be talking about that here on the Campus Drive-In Halftime Show. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Whether you're headed out to the game or if you're just looking for something great to eat, stop by and see the outstanding folks at the Campus Drive-In on Kane Street in Gate City. Campus Drive-In supporting Gate City Athletics for over 60 years, and they have a tremendous selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items, and they're open 7 days a week. Also go in and ask about their new ice cream machine as well. So give them a call for call-in orders at 276-386-3702. Again, that's 276-386-3702.
And we are back here on the Campus Drive-In Halftime Show. It is senior night, Gate City High School. Again, Gate City with that 14-3 lead as Mr. Carr takes us through Southwest Virginia. What's going on over here in the Commonwealth?
Well, we've not had a report yet from Hurley and Tug Valley. I'm not sure if the cell phones are picking up there. J.I. Burton, 14-0 over Castlewood, about like you predicted. Ridgeview and Abingdon. Abingdon at one point had a 14-3 lead. They let Ridgeview come back. Right now they're up 14-10 on Ridgeview. Chilhowie has a 14-7 lead on Eastside. They let Eastside score on them. Wise Central right now 20-14 over Lehigh, which is what we need to happen. Mm-hmm. Marion 16-6 over Tazewell right now. That's somewhat of a surprise to me. Virginia High 13-0 over Lebanon. Pikeville has a commanding 33-0 lead over Grundy. And Patrick Henry has a 14-0 lead over Honaker.
That game was still, I believe, in the first quarter. So, again, some of these that do come in. And if you've got some scores out there, folks, please message us. Please let us know. If you're out there, please let us know.
It has just come across, Joe. Science Hill has scored, so they've got a 7-0 lead over Jefferson County in the second quarter.
Jeff County fighting hard. Again, like I said, the Hilltoppers need that ball game, of course, to secure their spot in the 6A playoffs. So we've got up to date right there now. We don't have anything North Green, Twin Springs as of yet. Anybody that's in Nicholsville, please let us know if we've got it going on. Again, like I said, some self-service. We do need it up over in Nicholsville, so let us know. But anyway, Virginia High, wow.
Wow, they've scored again. They've got a 20-0 lead now over Lebanon.
Yeah, that's as close as that ball game will be. I mean, Lebanon started this ball game with 18 players on their roster.
That's going to be some tired boys at halftime.
Tired. So, yeah, when you put the first team in, you get the second team, and the third team, it's pretty much the same guys. So, hey, how about the Wahoos of Dobbins-Bennett?
Hey, there we go. Looks like end of one. They have scored, I'm not sure if it's 2 field goals or a missed extra point, but they have a 6-0 lead over Morristown West, and to be honest with you, Joe, we'll take it.
Well, again, like I said, I think in the pick'ems, of course, we both had Dobbins-Bennett winning that one. Again, close one. I thought it'd be about 30-28. Dobbins-Bennett, as we said in the pregame, you take a look at the athletes they've got, they should not be sitting at 2-6. I mean, they just can't. They shouldn't be.
And I don't think anyone knows the answer, and it's there's not really a major problem to identify. It's almost, as if they start playing to not lose in the second half, and it kills all their momentum.
Well, again, like I said, so let's see if they can hold it together in Morristown. Again, they're fighting for their playoff lives at 2-6. So, all right, so we've went around the regions. Again, like I said, we've got more scores coming in. We'll finish up here in just a few minutes. But, Mr. Carr, it is now time for the Academy Award-winning, Grammy-nominated ESPY Award.
I believe Lightning's
honoree
about to come into this press box,
coming.
Joe.
This day in sports history. Take us away, Mr. Carr.
Well, Joe, did you know in 1856, I believe that was when Rob started kindergarten.
Talking about birthdays.
Tuning in late. Today is Rob's birthday. We want to recognize his old age. But in 1856, James Kelly and Jack Smith fought bare-knuckled in a boxing match for 6 hours and 15 minutes.
And Rob, were you a referee? How'd that one go?
Yes, it was a questionable decision, but we decided to call it a draw, and we went and ate Blue Circle hamburgers.
Kind of a sad note, in 1919 on this day, the Reds beat the White Sox 5-3. I'm not real sure how the World Series was played 100 years ago, but that was the Black Sox scandal. And that's really what's kept Joe Jackson out of the Hall of Fame. In my opinion, after 100 years, let him get the recognition.
So Mr. Carr is starting a petition tonight. You will see it on his Facebook page.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying.
Let Joe in. Let Joe in. Okay.
1991, year I graduated high school. Longest NCAA football game on record. Rhode Island beat Maine 52-30. The game lasted 3 hours and 52 minutes.
Do you know a game between Ole Miss and Arkansas about 2008? Almost broke that record in 6 overtimes.
I remember that.
There
yes. 1996, I had to get in a plug for my Braves. They beat the New York Yankees by scoring 11 runs total to take the lead in the World Series. Of course, if I'm not mistaken, that was the year of the infamous Jim Leyritz home run that I still have nightmares over.
And so does most people in the city of Atlanta.
That's really about all that came up for this day in sports history. Today is, however, Evander Holyfield's birthday. Born in 1962. If anybody's got an ear he could borrow, I'm sure he would appreciate that. And then just a historical and general important event that happened today. 1781. I believe Rob started 3rd grade that year. At Yorktown, Virginia, British General Cornwallis surrendered 8,000 British soldiers, which effectively ended our Revolutionary War. As a history teacher, I just wanted to throw that in.
We are always out there to make people well-rounded, not only in sports but in history. So
and I also wanted to throw this birthday in. 1920, the birth of LaWanda Page in Cleveland, Ohio. Perhaps better known as Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son.
If we had the sound, we would put it in. Okay.
And Joe, that is this day in sports history.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. Thank you, Mr. Carr. Okay, quick break. We'll come back on the flip side of this commercial. We will talk about, again, this first half, the things we need to do and improve and to make sure that we can secure the victory. Of course, once again, get you up to date for the Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia scores that are around. Again, you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports here on the Campus Drive-In Halftime Show. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Whether you're headed out to the game or if you're just looking for something great to eat, stop by and see the outstanding folks at the Campus Drive-In on Kane Street in Gate City. Campus Drive-In supporting Gate City Athletics for over 60 years, and they have a tremendous selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items, and they're open 7 days a week. Also go in and ask about their new ice cream machine as well. So give them a call for call-in orders at 276-386-3702. Again, that's 276-386-3702.
This is Sarah Thompson of the Gate City Volleyball, Basketball, and Softball teams, and you're listening to Home of the Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
And we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. You're here again on the Campus Drive-In Halftime Show. On the beautiful campus of Gate City High School, we're at Legion Field. One last time, it is senior night again, we've played 5 home games here, and like I said, we've played well, and we've played well tonight. Again, as John Battle comes out on the field, they look to be warming up. Gate City still in their dressing rooms. Looks like we've got about 3.5 minutes left here on an extended halftime. As they honor the seniors of the Gate City Band, as well as some of the cross country members. Excuse me.
Say that 3 times fast.
And everybody at home, please do that as well. So if you're playing that game where you drink a Pepsi and you want to do that, make sure that you took a sip there. Anyway, so Mr. Carr, what else is happening around the region? Looks like, and I know everybody's out there on the edge of their seat. Radford is taking a 14-0 lead over James River from up in Region 2D.
How do they stop that James River flood of defense? Sorry, it's the Tylenol talking, folks. Besides Hill has scored. They've got a 7-0 lead over Jefferson County. Greenville has scored again. They're up by 28 over Granger. Over in Southwest Virginia, Virginia High scored again. They're up 20-0 over Lebanon. Marion is up by 10, 16-6 over Tazewell. Wise Central has a 6-point lead over Lehigh now. They're up 20-14. Chilhowie has scored again to take a 21-7 lead over Eastside, and Abington is right now up 14-10 over Ridgeview.
And it looks like we've got that Elizabethan. Of course, Elizabethan has woken up. They have got a couple on the board. It is a 14-7 lead now for the Cyclones over in Death Valley. That game probably about halftime,
I'd say it probably is at halftime now.
So again, the basketball last update we had was 7-7. So looking at the first half. Of course, it's been, the story of a few turnovers. John Battle early, those 2 turnovers, which equated to 14 points for Gate City. Starting things off was a 1-yard touchdown plunge by John Sally. Of course, that was set up by the 42-yard interception return by Luke Reed. It was 7-0 early, again, with 11 minutes exactly left in the first quarter. Then, of course, the 32-yard fumble recovery by John Sally put Gate City up 14-0. That was 10:47 left in the first quarter. And then, of course, back and forth they went, back and forth. 32-yard field goal by Jaden Farley with John Battle. 3:17 left in the second quarter. It was 14-3, and that's where we stand at halftime. You take a look at a few of the stats in the first half. Of course, 0 yards passing for both sides. And you take a look at the rushing. Of course, Luke Reed has eight rushes for 25 yards. John Battle's done a great job in terms of capping him. Again, he's had 3 straight 100 yards rushing efforts the last 3 weeks. Of course, they've got him bottled up tonight. Then you've got Landon Blanton, which has come out with 22 yards on 5 attempts. Then, of course, you had Sally with the touchdown run from 1 yard out. And then you also had DeAndre Mack with a 9-yard run on 1 carry. And that's all we've got. Again, Gate City 2 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. John Battle as well on 2 of 4. Of course, they went for it on that big 4th down. They went for it on that 4th down inside Gate City territory. Didn't score, and then, of course, they went for the field goal. So John Battle left a few points on the scoreboard, but again, it is 14-3 as Gate City's band finishes up halftime. And looks like we've got a few scores now starting to trickle in. Happy Valley, 14-7 now over West Green. We called that one. Happy Valley up and down. They lost a volunteer at the first of the season. Of course, then they went up and down. Then they just absolutely blasted Sullivan North last week. Which Happy Valley team shows up? Looks like the good one so far as we continue to go. Chilhowie now 34-0. Abington and Ridgeview, again, that ball game now at the half. Abington 14, Ridgeview 10.
Joe, I can't really even describe how well our defense has played tonight. To hold Battle to 3 points, if you had told me that at the beginning of the game, I would have thought you were crazy.
And we've done what we've talked about is we've stayed ahead of the chains to an extent. We've not really maintained a good offensive flow, but we've kept John Battle, we've kept them behind the chains. They've been forced to have to throw the football. They do not throw the football well, and of course, right now they've got 0 passing yards and only 3 points on the scoreboard.
Well, that's the point I was going to make with this is. The defense is doing their job. It's time for the offense to step up. If the offense can play at the level that our defense is, we should be all right second half.
Yeah, it's been, again, a good first half for Gate City. Again, anytime you got the lead is a great half. But again, especially here on senior night.